first of all, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me and for watching this tutorial. This tutorial was so important to me and important to Adam, and I'm just so honored that I was able to take part of this. So starting out with this tutorial, I had my face already prepped, and so now I'm just taking a red cream paint, and I'm using this cream paint to contour my face, just to go with the apple theme and to add a little bit of color. And I wanted to take it down my neck just to add a little bit of an artistic side to it. And then next I'm just contouring my nose and getting that all prepped as well. This is the beautiful highlighter, the Adam's Apple highlighter from H.O.B, and oh my goodness, it is just beautiful. And you know what? It even smells like apples. Like this, it's an amazing product. So I wanted to take this dewy mist and spritz my brush just to give it that nice wet highlighting application. And so I just dabbed that on the high points of my face, and then I also took it dry and I put that on top of the highlighter that was wet, just to give it that extra glow. So that really helps stand it out. Then I took a contour brush and I just blended everything together so that it just looked nice. Added that highlighter onto my nose and also my lips, and then of course a little bit on my chin. Next, I'm taking this 3-in-1 NYX brow pencil. This is, I believe, the color Brunette. And I'm just shaping out my eyebrows and getting them prepped to fill them in with this highlighter gel. And I believe this gel is Brunette also. So just taking a angled brush, and I am filling in those brows and shaping them nicely. Then I'm taking my Morphe 35C palette, and basically I just use the greens in this palette for my eyes, and I also used browns a little bit for shading later. But anyways, just starting out with a lighter green, I'm kind of cutting out my crease with the flat brush and then blending it nicely with a blending brush. And make sure to get right under your eyebrow for some dimension. Then I'm taking that darker green, and again I'm just doing the same process, so just go on your lighter green and blend. I'm taking a dark olive green and I'm adding dimension just in that corner and also right below the eyebrow. Then I'm taking a concealer and I'm just cutting out my crease, and yeah, that takes a lot of concentration. I'm still getting used to this makeup technique, but I'm really liking it. So then I'm taking just a pretty light green shimmer and applying that into the center of my cut crease, and then taking that darker shade and again kind of just cutting it out. And then of course we want to blend and make it look all nice. And we gotta have glitter. You guys know me, I love my glitter. So I'm taking my NYX glitter primer, and then I'm taking the glitter in ice and adding that to the center of my eyelids. And then sweep the fallout away. But on the bottom, we're just going to do the same thing that we did on the top with the color. Start out with the light green, gradually move to the darker green, and then I'm taking that lighter shimmer green and putting that in the corner of my eyes. Then I'm going to wing out my eyes, and it didn't turn out that great. My camera was blurry, so yeah, but they're winged out. Then we're taking mascara and adding that to our eyelashes and prepping for our falsies. That is all done. I'm going to do the other eye, and you guys all know how I did it, so ta-da! I love camera magic. So that is all done, and now we're going to apply our false lashes. These ones are called War Paint, and I love these lashes. They're beautiful, so very fun to wear in my looks. This is House of Beauty Lip Hybrid lipstick. It's amazing. It is so creamy and so, I mean, it just applies beautifully. I mean, look at that. Oh, this shade is called Python. So, it's very smooth, very long lasting, and I had to apply this House of Beauty style, nice and slow. So yeah, this lipstick was really fun and it was perfect for this look. This shade was just perfect. And it kind of has like a metallic finish to it, so I just really love her lipsticks. I'll put her link in the description box below just so that you can see all of her beautiful products. All right, moving down to the body paint. So basically I just started out my template and we're just going to treat it as a coloring book. So we just fill her in. So we're starting out with the apple. This was probably maybe the part that took me the longest, maybe this and the ribbons, but this is where I get all into the details. So anyways, carve out your hole. I'm taking the whole of the apple, and then I'm taking a body paint from Mayron. I believe this is Beach Berry, so just a bright red paint. And then I'm going to take a lighter yellow, I believe this one is called Mango, and just kind of carve out and feather up that yellow color. Then we're going to use that yellow as well for a highlighter. And we're going to add texture to the apple. So what I did is I just kind of tapped it in and layered, tap, really add some texture into that apple. Next, of course, shading brings everything to life. So I'm just taking that Morphe 35C palette and I'm using the browns and I'm shading where I think the shadow is going to be. So of course the shadowing is going to be on the bottom part of the apple. And then I'm just taking that darker brown and just layering and going on top. Next, we want to shade the whole of the apple where the stem is, just to make it look like that the skin or the shape of the apple is going down, that it's an actual hole. So then I took that brown eyeshadow and of course I'm just adding some more texture and stippling that brown eyeshadow into the apple and then layering again that light yellow paint. It's all about layering, it's all about texture, and it just makes it look so realistic and makes it come to life. Then I'm just filling in that stem with a light brown paint and then shadowing it with a dark brown paint. Then I wanted a little bit more of a highlight, so I'm taking white body paint and I'm just stippling that in as well. Highlighting is just as important as contouring and shading. Just makes everything come to life. Next, I'm going to take that white body paint and I'm just going to fill in that bite mark or the heart mark of our apple. And then I'm taking a kind of a light yellow eyeshadow and added some color to it and shading with brown. The more I started shading, the more it was looking yellow, or like that it was not looking fresh, like a fresh bitten apple, if that makes sense. So be careful when you're doing this, and if you decide to do this or with any technique, be careful with your brown eyeshadows, because you'll see here shortly. But then I'm just taking that red and I'm just making some textured bite marks, making it look not so perfect basically. So you can see that I'm adding yellow body paint because I'm like, oh, it needs to be brighter. It doesn't look juicy enough, because I wanted it to kind of portray a really juicy, fresh bitten apple. So I just took a brighter yellow and then I added some white on there to give it that kind of wet look. And then I lost my shading a little bit, so I just went and re-shaded just a little bit, not too much. Next, I'm taking a green body paint and I am filling in my leaves. So with these leaves, I mean, you just kind of treat it like makeup. We want to highlight and we want to contour. basically highlight and shade. It makes it come to life. It adds dimension. It adds it's just so important, especially if you're going for that realistic look. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at a reference photo of a leaf, and I'm trying my hardest to put shade where the shade is meant to be and highlight where the highlight is meant to be, and it really helps bring those leaves to life. I'm just taking a yellow body paint and I'm filling in all of the ribbons, the 13 ribbons, and 13 ribbons representing, excuse me, Adam's life. He was 13 years old, so I wanted to put something to represent him in that way. Then I'm shading and lining out those ribbons to help them stand out. And then I'm taking that white to add that highlight onto the ribbon. Filling in the leaves, more leaves with green paint. And then, of course, we are going to bring the leaves to life by shading and highlighting. Next, I'm going to take this NYX Highlighting and Contour Pro Palette, and I'm just using those darker brown shades to add more shading to the objects to make them look like they are 3D and that they are, popping out a little bit. Basically not so flat. All right, there it is, and you can see the sunshine behind me. It's coming out. This one took me all night, you guys, but it was so worth it. I wanted my face to have a little bit more character to it, so I decided to add some tears. I just watched, I don't know if you know her, Jordan Hans. I just watched her face chart tutorial, and she did these beautiful tears. So thank you, Jordan, for always teaching me, and yes, I always learn from her. I will put the link to these tears down in my description box so you can see how she does it. She did it on paper. She's amazing. So I just went with that. Basically, you want to put down your shading first and kind of carve out the shape of the tear. Go along with the shape of your face. And then I just took white body paint and sparingly put it in basically the highlighted areas of the tear of the water that's coming out. And then you want to get it right up on your eye, so be careful because these are water activated paints, and make it look like they are spilling over your lower part of your eye. In fact, this was really hard because I was kind of getting emotional at the end, thinking about Adam and thinking about his mom and how hard it must be. And so the real tears were coming out, and I'm like, don't cry, you're ruining your fake tears or your painted on tears. So just be careful when you have water activated paints on your eyes. So yeah, that's it. I hope I did him justice. He was a beautiful boy. I had his picture up with me the entire time I painted this, and I honestly felt that he was with me, and I just hope that he would have approved. And I wished I could do more, but he is missed. We love him. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.